Let's journey back to the medieval era, an age filled with the allure of knights and castles. Yet, beneath the romanticized mask, there were everyday hygiene practices that might leave you astonished. So let's get started. Bathing habits. Starting with the most basic aspect of personal hygiene, bathing in medieval times was more of an occasional luxury than a daily routine. While we begin each day with a refreshing shower, medieval people could go days or even weeks without a bath. This wasn't solely due to laziness. Water was a precious resource, and access to it was limited. Most relied on natural sources such as rivers and lakes, exposing them to unpredictable weather and the dangers of open water. Bathing in these outdoor settings wasn't just a convenience. It was necessary for those without access to heated indoor baths. Yet public baths offered a communal bathing experience, though one with its own twist. Menstruational practices. Medieval attitudes toward menstruation were shaped by religious beliefs, often associating periods with shame and divine punishment for Eve's original sin. As a result, menstrual cramps were viewed as a deserved consequence, leading to a lack of pain relief options. Instead of herbal remedies, some turned to superstitions, like wearing a pouch of burnt toad ashes around their waist to alleviate discomfort. Women primarily managed their periods by using rags or simply free bleeding, a far cry from the options available today. Shared bathwater. Now let's take a closer look at the communal baths that were available to some. Public bathhouses heated water using firewood and provided a shared bathing experience for those who could afford it. Guests would use the same bathwater, sometimes several patrons sharing the same water throughout the day. This practice quickly led to contamination, facilitating the spread of illnesses and infections. While this practice might seem unthinkable today, it was routine back then, and these bathhouses were often crowded and noisy places. Rivers as toilets. Medieval society used rivers for both water supply and waste disposal. In the absence of modern plumbing, many people used rivers as toilets, contaminating them and spreading waterborne diseases such as cholera and dysentery. The practice of using rivers in this way wasn't without consequences, as it compromised the overall health and cleanliness of the population. What did people drink? Given that water sources were often contaminated, medieval people preferred ale and wine as safer alternatives. These drinks, particularly ale, underwent fermentation that killed harmful bacteria, making them safer to consume. In a surprising twist, pregnant women were sometimes advised to drink wine over water, as it was deemed the safer choice. These beverages also provided essential nutrients and calories, contributing to medieval diets. Flooring in medieval homes. Medieval homes commonly featured floors covered in straw mixed with herbs. This rustic environment might seem quaint, but it was actually quite insanitary. The mixture trapped dirt, moisture, and even animal waste, becoming a haven for pests and rodents. This wasn't just an issue of appearance. The trapped waste could contribute to foul odors and unsanitary conditions. The spread of the Black Plague eventually prompted a shift towards wooden floors, which were easier to clean and maintain. In wealthier homes, clay or marble flooring was used, providing a more sanitary and aesthetically pleasing alternative. Disposing of waste. Now let's shift our focus to how medieval people managed waste. Chamber pots were essential in medieval life, particularly at night. Their contents, however, were often thrown into the streets the next day. Imagine walking down the street and dodging urine or feces being tossed from above. In some cities, people regularly emptied waste from balconies, creating unsanitary and hazardous conditions for pedestrians. Coping with the stench. With waste being disposed of in such a manner, the overpowering stench on the streets became a significant problem. To manage the overpowering stench of waste-filled streets, people took creative measures. One popular method was using nosebags filled with flowers or herbs to mask unpleasant smells. These offered a temporary respite from the overwhelming odors and provided a small measure of comfort amid the unsanitary conditions. Handwashing practices. As we explore other aspects of personal hygiene, let's look at hand-washing practices. Today, hand washing is a critical part of hygiene, but in medieval times, it was not a common practice. People occasionally rinsed their hands, but the use of soap was rare. Even when soap was available, it wasn't scrubbed in for the necessary time, leaving behind germs and bacteria. This lack of proper hand washing helped spread diseases, particularly in crowded areas. Using urine to treat wounds. Among the most shocking medieval practices was using urine to treat wounds and bruises. People believed in its healing properties and used it on various injuries. However, urine is not sterile and may contain harmful bacteria, increasing the risk of infection. Fortunately, modern medicine has replaced this method with safer, more effective treatments. And here comes a wrap-up. We hope this exploration offered you fresh perspectives on the past and a deeper understanding of how people lived during those times. If you found this episode thought-provoking, we invite you to like the video and subscribe to How They Lived for more captivating stories from history. Don't forget to click the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to sharing more insights from the past with you in our next episode.